Do you work on a team and on your team maybe you struggle with communication? You know, somebody bumps into you in the hallway and they say, "Did you get that email I sent you?" And you think, "Well, I'm standing right here. Why don't you just tell it to me?" But you scurry back to your cubicle and you read the email and it's only one sentence long. You're thinking, "Why didn't they tell me when I was standing there?" Or maybe you struggle a bit with trust, where maybe you feel like everybody else has some hidden agenda and you can't quite say what's really on your mind in an open forum. Or perhaps you think to yourself, every time I turn around in this organization, our team goals change, if we even set them in the first place. Well, over the years, I've had people come to me and say, "Patrick, can you sit down with me and help me improve my team? We have collaboration problems, we have communication problems, we have trust problems." The litany goes on. And they ask me to get together with them and put a program in place to make things just go a little bit more easily for them. And what I've found over the years is it's not about getting in the room and saying, "Collaborate better, and here's 5 exercises to make you do it," or learn how to trust each other, or learn how to do this or that together. What I've found the key often is to have a process in place that lets organizations and teams work together to achieve goals that really matter. We call our process the 5 Ps to team success. Now, the first P is really getting clear on perspective. Who are your customers, both inside and outside the organization? Whether it's the department down the hallway or the end user sitting on the other part of the world who uses your company's products or services. But who are your end users? And what matters to them? And how well are they doing at things that matter to them? And ultimately, what can your team do to impact that? This really helps teams get clear on what are the boundaries that we're trying to operate in and what impact can we really have. Now, the second P is to really get clear on the purpose of your team. Now, some people say to me, "Patrick, we already know the purpose of our team. There's an organizational chart on the wall. It says we're the marketing department, or we're the sales department, or we're the team that handles finance and budgeting." I get that. And that certainly gives you a general idea what a team's all about. But have you ever had somebody come up to your team and say, "Hey, can you guys work on this?" And you're midway into it and you say, "Why are we even working on this thing that has nothing to do with what we do?" Those are the situations where others are defining the purpose of your team as opposed to your team defining the purpose and communicating it clearly to everyone in the organization. The third P is all about priorities. From our unique perspective, what are the few things that our team can do uniquely that'll have the biggest impact on the organization? And I'm not talking about the 10 or 20 or 30 things that you can do and you put in a 3-ring binder to blow the dust off once a year and look at. I'm talking, let's get real. What are the few things, 3, 4, 5 things that our team can do that'll have the biggest impact on the organization? The fourth P is really where the rubber starts to meet the road. This is, how do we plan? What's our plan to make this thing happen? It's nice to write a goal on the wall or a priority on the wall, but what are we really going to do? If we have a project, who's going to do what? And when are they going to get it done by? If we have a process we want to work on, who's going to do what at what frequency and to what standard to make things better? That's the plan. And then the last piece is performance. This is where we talk about how well are we doing? What's our scoreboard say? What's our result right now? Do we have a matrix that tracks our performance and do we get it together and talk about it? Are there certain things that individual contributors should do and team members should do and the team as a whole should do and that leadership should do in order to have these great results? Or does it just somehow magically happen? There's no magic to it. It's a process. And sometimes it's kind of difficult to do. But something that's worth doing will be difficult at times. And the 5 Ps to team success is really a process. It's an operating system, if you will, that you can install in your organization and all of your teams to ensure the success you want to achieve actually happens. You know, in the final analysis, the 5 Ps, they're spot on.